Okay. Yeah, it looks like I've got to call the up Home Depot and have them send out somebody to look at my refrigerator I bought from them earlier this year.
Ooh, what happened?
Doesn't seem to be getting very cold.
What the fuck is it with fridges lately that you're doing this?
So,
Like my mom's fridge lasted for like 15 years, the second one she got. And mom I bought it for when I was a baby. And that thing was a fucking tank. I can't keep a fridge more than a year or two. And I know part of it's the wiring in that apartment, but oh my god.
So yeah, they had to throw away some chicken salad this morning.
Oh no! I love chicken salad.
That the wife had in the refrigerator that she wanted to take to work, and the chicken salad's internal temp was 59 degrees, and I told her to throw it away.
What is it supposed to be?
Below 40 because of the mayonnaise. Because of the mayonnaise that's in it.
Oh yeah, the mayonnaise is like nice.
So, okay, it went a little long on the music this morning, but that's all right.
It's all fine.
Josh is here having problems with his internet.
Oh.
Or with YouTube, rather. Well, Josh, I'm going to be honest. I was kind of late getting everything started this morning. I was working on the refrigerator trying to see if there was something I could do before I got to start dealing with Home Depot's warranty people.
Yeah, I do my research when stuff breaks too, like with the oven. I did all of it and it came up with the same error I thought it would. The card in the friggin' oven is dead and it will cost more to get a new card than it will to get a nice new used oven. So
yeah. And by the way, good morning, Tyre and Ramen. You need to take care of your fan.
I am so sorry. It is so freaking hot. Hold on a minute. It's a bad angle. I think one of the kids moved it when I was sleeping. Yeah, because when I'm not supposed to know this, but when I'm sleeping, my daughter comes and plays on my computer. But that's her secret. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's amazing how we parents keep some secrets like that. The kids think they're getting away with stuff.
Well, I'm seeing like 500 Rugrats videos on my drive and no room for anything I want. So yeah, it's not as much of a secret as she thinks.
So she's actually downloading stuff to your computer.
Oh, yeah, but none of it's bad stuff. It's not like I'm getting viruses or anything. So, my son will think he's downloading a free game, and it literally is a garbage game. It's not like Wares or anything, but he thinks he's getting a free game, and it turns out to be a free virus instead.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's not allowed to use my computer.
When you start seeing Debbie Does Dallas on your search bar.
I've never seen that. I gotta be honest. With him, it's the pirates. What do you call it? The ransomware. The FBI has seized access to your computer. You must call us, or you could face fines in federal prison, and all this bullshit. And it locks up your computer.
Right. And the only thing you can do is Control-Alt-Delete, shut the computer, or Control-Alt-Delete and shut the computer down that way, or Control-Alt-Power.
Or reformat. I've had to reformat it so many times over that, like in the past.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's. I've had that once or twice. So
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, he understands now that mom, the computer's off. Wait, chicken? Okay, I'll get a chicken. Spinach? All right, go play. I get it. No. This is what I'm going to do. All right, potato salad. All right, go play now. Come on, I'm going to call it. Sorry. We're looking at dinner stuff, so because I got to order it early.
Yeah, I think this infusion stuff is finally starting to work after all these years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking great.
I was taking a shower, when I was taking my shower this morning, I use hot water. There's no cold involved when I go back take my shower. I come out looking like a lobster. And I actually felt the heat this morning on my legs. Where normally, it's just I feel the pressure of the water hitting my legs when I run the shower head down across them after soaping them up. But this morning, I think I actually felt heat, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. Now it felt more like itching. It felt more like something was itching on my legs, than anything else. But that's why I think it was the heat. But that's still something I've never felt before. Just feel the pressure from the pulsating head. But that, the pulsar mode on the shower head. But that,
I am very familiar with that.
But that's just something. I mean, I felt something a little different this morning. So it's like, ooh, is after years and years, and I mean, you literally at least 8 years of infusions, of monthly and weekly infusions. I actually felt something in my legs. That's like it. And I've got. It looks like Walgreens and I are going to have issues today. My doctor prescribed me an increase on my nerve pain pills, my hydrocodones. And they told me Friday that they'd be ready for pickup on Saturday.
Oh no, that's a lie.
So I always call first before I drive out because it's a 30-minute drive. So I'm not going to waste an hour of my time. So I call out. Oh no, it's not only is it not going to be ready, but we don't even have that prescription in stock. Okay. So I took my last of my hydrocodone that I had from my last refill this morning. And when I'm done with the stream today, I'm going to call them and see if they've got my prescription filled, the new one. And if they don't, tell them they need to immediately fill my refill on my old prescription. Because one way or the other, I need pain pills for this afternoon and this evening.
Right.
Because otherwise, by tomorrow morning, the wife will have to go to get my prescription refilled for me, pick it up. Because I will be in no condition. I will not even be in the condition to stream tomorrow, let alone drive a vehicle. Because I will be self-medicating with Jack Daniels.
Oh shit! Hey, at least you have a reason. I mean, we all know people that have Jack Daniels for breakfast. Okay, so.
I will go to the liquor store this afternoon, and I will pick up I'll probably pick up actually Jameson's Orange. Pick up 3 bottles of Jameson's Orange.
Ooh, fancy.
Because I can drink that. I mean, I can drink that all day long and not worry about having that taste build up that that other whiskeys like Jack will do.
Yeah.
So I can drink a couple bottles of Jameson's Orange without thinking twice.
Oh,
I will tell you that from experience. I drank a whole bottle without realizing it.
you know,
Because I mean,
we all have our days.
it just tastes so good. If you've never had Jameson's Orange, I highly recommend it. It is very good tasting. Break out my whiskey balls out of the freezer. And dun dun dun. Here it is, October, and I'm already planning Thanksgiving dinner. Mm.
You got to get the Halloween first, buddy. Come on,
No,
Halloween's the big one.
well, see, my sister's coming down again this year, and she's got food allergies.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. So, what is she allergic to? Like celiac?
Well, it sort of changes a little bit every year.
Okay.
So I have her just send me down a new list.
All right.
And like in now my chicken and turkey stock, there's never any problem with it because I mean there's no chemicals in my turkey and chicken stock.
Right, you make it yourself.
Right. There's not even salt and pepper in my turkey and chicken stock.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's nothing but the vegetables and the bones and everything that I use. All that just food items.
Yeah.
There's no seasoning in my stock because it doesn't need it.
Right. You can add that later when you're actually cooking.
Exactly. When I have a list of what spices, which that normally doesn't change, but sometimes they'll be, well, the paprika, something has gone a little goofy with her. But anyway, but my son and his wife, they're going to her family's place for dinner because they have a lot bigger family on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, okay.
So the Saturday after Thanksgiving, we're going to his place and he's going to grill up some steaks. His wife's going to make up some sides. I'm baking bread and pies. We'll buy a gallon of ice cream and I'll make up a gallon of sweet tea.
Oh.
And that will be our family, the family dinner that way. That way they don't have to worry about the 1-year-old and naps and anything else. And we don't know how he reacts around our dog. So poor Spanky. Anywho, something I want to bring up, people.
Okay.
All right, which I did not think was going to be much as bad as it turned out with my stream on Friday. And the people in Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, I was, as somebody that survived Michael, nearly eye hit of Michael within about 7 miles of the path of the eye. These people up north after Helena here, they are suffering so much worse than the rest of us. And that went through Michael. I heartily suggest anybody who can, in any way, shape, and or form, donate time, food products, money, prayers to those. I mean, whole cities, whole towns have been wiped off the face of the earth from the flooding up there. Now, Small towns, yes, but there's still towns. There's still places where people congregated. There's still places where people lived and knew each other, shopped, went to church, worked together. I am thoroughly disgusted with our politicians.
Oh, yeah.
And their response to this. Now, Trump is supposedly going to Georgia today to work a food distribution system. But I've heard the only thing I've heard come out of Biden's mouth is that until the people start asking for stuff, the federal government's not doing any more than what they've already pre-prepared. This is there should be no waiting for people to ask. The federal government should be out there right now. There are people living. There are people who live on the mountaintops, whose the only access to their homes is gone.
Yep.
They have no way of getting off these mountaintops. They need food. They need medicine. Now, one guy has one company up there. I don't know which one it was, and I'm not certain even what state or what city it was in. But one of the pharmacies was using drones to deliver medications to people.
Awesome. That is beautiful.
Which, but I mean, that's just one pharmacy delivering meds that they knew people needed.
Just because it was the only one publicized, I'm sure it's not the only one. I mean,
I'm hoping after that made the rounds, and I only saw that on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, but after that went around, I'm hoping other pharmacies and other businesses, other places have looked into doing the same thing. And it's nothing new. I mean, there's a company in Africa, I believe, that's been doing that for a couple of years.
Right.
Using drones to send off medicines and such off to hospitals. These little local village hospitals. So, but all I'm asking here is if anybody who's listening to me right now, dig deep into your hearts, and if you can't donate time, money, food, hey, I understand that. People are struggling in this economy. But one thing that's free to offer up that takes nothing but your time are prayers. At least do that. There's these people up there I saw one unsourced article this morning saying there's been at least 200 people killed as a result of this storm up in those states. That's scary to think if that's true. Then there was that huge fire at the chemical plant in Georgia, Canton, Georgia, I think.
Yeah.
There was a huge fire there that was sending up a crap ton of chemicals into the air.
That seems to be happening a lot lately. Maybe it's just me though.
So,
What's it doing in Texas?
I'm going to be honest. When I first saw the chemicals and the colors of smoke going there, first thought I had, and I know this strange, was, okay, is this the beginning of the zombie apocalypse?
This isn't an accident. Somebody's doing this.
So, but I don't want this, I'm not trying to make this a downer stream.
Well,
but I'm,
talking about this stuff. It's
inevitable. But I don't want, this is something that's on my mind. It's something that's on my heart. I wanted to get it out,
Yeah.
Donate money if you can, time, food. But we all have prayers that cost us nothing to donate and to give. So, okay. Let me look here. I bet the commies are laughing their butts off right now. Tired. There was one guy I sourced out on I boosted on TikTok this morning. He's a Trump. He actually works for Trump campaign. And he's donating all of his airline miles for people who want to fly out and volunteer to spend at least 3 days working. And I don't have, let me see if I can pull up TikTok here on my computer. I hate doing TikTok on my computer. It scares.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem to operate as well on my computer as it does on my phone. So let me see if I can find this. Okay. No, that's not it. I'll look for it, Josh, and if I can find the link, I will. I will take and let's see, and post it out on X. And we'll go, okay, here we go, repost. All right. So let me find. Okay. And I just found the video.
If you ever reached out and asked, how can you help volunteer on the ground? On the ground, volunteer opportunities are available through SamaritansPurse.org. That is a Billy Graham Foundation. They are incredible. They are a faith-based foundation, and they are taking volunteer opportunities for anyone who is willing to be on the ground. You can volunteer for a single day, or if you want to volunteer for multiple days, they do provide housing. So please make sure, check out the link in my bio. I've included the information there. If you know someone in North Carolina that you've been unable to get in contact with, please go to nc211.org. That is the North Carolina website, to provide your information so that they can help you locate the individual that you're looking for. As far as sending supplies, One of the many ways that I want to make sure I'm personally able to help is I will be driving from Northern Virginia down to Franklin County, North Carolina to do an actual supply drive. Allow me to explain what this looks like. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson comes to save North Carolina once again by putting out the information that the Franklin County Sheriff's Department is taking all donations as it relates to supplies. They will then be able to take those supplies and transport them to areas that are impassable by regular vehicles. If you want to be a part of this and donate to this, I put 2 links in my bio titled North Carolina Hurricane Support. Feel free to donate. If you do not wish to donate, if you can't donate, it's perfectly fine. We're still going to make this happen. Also, if you live along the I-95 corridor from Northern Virginia down to Franklin County, North Carolina, and you want to meet along the way and bring your own supplies to donate to the Franklin County Sheriff's Department, I'm more than happy to meet up with you and take those supplies. Again, all of the links are in my bio. Please check them out. The people of North Carolina and Tennessee are suffering catastrophically. In fact, in the days to come, the death toll is expected to rise far beyond what anyone could ever imagine. This is not a political initiative. It's not a red versus blue, a left versus right, or a Trump versus Kamala. This is an American issue. And together we've got to stand up and make sure that we are there for our fellow Americans. And lastly, if you are an individual that wants to go and commit at least 3 days of your time to volunteering with SamaritansPurse.org, I am absolutely more than happy to use my many flight miles to ensure that you get to Charlotte, North Carolina. From there, based on where the staging location is at, of course, you would want to rent a car and drive, but I'm more than happy to get you there. So please, if you're interested in doing that, send me a message. I will give away every single mile in my Advantage account. Much love. God bless. Again, all links in my bio and much more information to come. So an update on how you can help the people.
Okay. There. Okay. As he said, SamaritansPurse.org. That's, how do you spell Samaritan? SAMITRAN. Can you hear me, Raman?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I got. You're saying Samaritan, SAMARITAN.
Oh, okay. Here we go. And I will, as soon as I get, okay. Samaritan's Purse. I am posting a link to it now. Oh, it didn't like that. Here we go. There we go. There's the link to SamaritansPurse.org. Okay. That's the organization that this guy recommends. I've been following him on various things now for about a year and a half. And I've never felt he has steered us wrong or steered me wrong with anything that he said. So, and Tyre, okay, Josh, yeah, I caught your message. That was Tyre that asked me to post a link to it. So there I did. But anyway, there's that. And I know you couldn't see the video of this guy. That's why I don't like doing TikTok on my computer, because the sound comes through, but the videos sometimes don't. So It is what it is. I don't know if it's a computer issue on my end or if it's a thing with TikTok. I don't know.
I just think it's something on their end.
But anyway. Okay, thanks, Tar. There's a lot, just helping people, doing something nice for someone and bringing a smile to someone's face that's having a bad day or a mediocre day. Is often more charitable than somebody that donates $1 million to the Red Cross. Because there's that one-on-one human connection. Plus, that everything you've done is going to that exact person versus going to line somebody's pocket that the paid leadership or whoever of the. That's one of the reasons why I quit doing Goodwill. I donate now, stuff to Catholic charities. I don't donate to anything to Goodwill anymore.
I stopped shopping at Goodwill. I'd get like DVDs and toys for the kids and stuff. But they've started doing, now that everybody was, during the pandemic, when everybody was doing the refurbishing thing, they'd buy furniture, sand it, and paint it, and resell it for like triple. Yeah, they've raised the price on everything because they found out resellers, like a Tommy Hilfiger shirt, which would be like $2. They're now putting it at close to the manufacturer's price.
Mm-hmm.
No, screw Goodwill. Never again.
And I mean, when I was a kid, and there are times my school clothes came from Goodwill.
Nothing wrong with that. It's still clothes.
When I was a kid, I mean, and that should tell you the state of my wear around the house clothes, because we had 3 sets of clothes when I was a kid. We had our church clothes, which had 2 pair of slacks, 2 shirts, and a jacket. Those were our going to church clothes, going to funerals, going to weddings, whatever clothes. Okay. Then we had our school clothes, which were usually jeans and button-down shirts, because our dress code did not allow for T-shirts or pullovers.
That sucks.
You had
not even in winter. I mean, like you couldn't wear like a pullover over a button-down shirt.
No. You could wear a flannel shirt, but you couldn't wear there. You could not. I mean, your jackets or hoodies or whatever else had to go into your locker when you got to school.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And then we had our around the house clothes, which when you came home from school, you went straight to the bedroom and you changed out your school clothes. You folded them up, you hung them up or put them in the laundry hamper, one or the other. And then you changed into your everyday clothes, which were usually jeans that had holes in them that you couldn't wear to school.
Or that one stain mom couldn't get out.
Or that stain that mom couldn't get. You're right. The shirt with the stain in it that you couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Those are your everyday clothes. And I mean, that's like me. I come home from work Even today, I go straight to the bedroom and I change clothes.
Same.
And, I put on either, I put on my beater clothes that I wear around the house, that if I've got to fix the toilet, I don't worry about getting something on it. If or the sink or the refrigerator or whatever.
And for women, it's a little different because the minute we get through the door, the bra is across the room.
My wife doesn't do that.
I knew you were going to fucking say that. I knew it.
My wife keeps her bra on until she gets into her pajamas.
I knew you were going to say that somehow. Your wife is a lady.
And she spent she's got, I tell you, I do not understand why bras cost so stupid much.
They're getting better. Depending on the brand, though.
Well, she's starting to wear these sports type bra. There's no clasp or anything on it.
No, you just pull it on over your head, and they're like 3 for $20 or 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
My daughter's been wearing those around the house, and she loves them.
And my wife started wearing those, I don't know, about a year or so ago, and that way she's got 6 bras.
And it's not so much wear and tear on the good ones she wears to work.
No, that's what she wears to work.
Oh, okay.
She's got a couple of that clasp ones, but no, that's what. But then when my wife works with babies and toddlers, so she's got on a t-shirt and then she's got on her smock. One of them hospital scrubs. That's what, not smock, but a scrub.
I know
scrub top. And she's always got to worry about the babies or toddlers, because toddlers still grab at women's boobs.
Oh yeah.
You expect babies to, but toddlers still do it too, because that's something my wife doesn't understand, how some of these women are still breastfeeding their babies at almost 2 years old.
You know what? It's a trend. It's been going on years. Kid-led weaning. So, hey. But if you're old enough to walk up and tap your mom on the shoulder and ask for a boob, you might be a little too old. But that's just me. I'm weird. I don't know. I don't know all this new age, newfangled shit.
Okay, yeah, hey, Josh. Now we also had our barn clothes, but our barn clothes was usually coveralls, and depending on what we were doing, we either took off our everyday clothes and put on the coveralls before we headed out to the barn, depending on what we were doing. So. Shoes. Yeah, I've got 3 pair of shoes. I've got a pair of black mules that I keep in the garage. And those are for whenever I have to go do something and I'm going out through the garage to do it. I've got a pair of sandals and a pair of black Dr. Scholl's. The sandals and the Dr. Scholl's are by the front door. If I got on socks, the Dr. Scholl's go on. If I don't have on socks, the sandals go on.
Man, you just reminded me of something. I don't know if you remember this in the 70s, but there were these sandals and they only had the one strap across the foot, and they were buckled. It had like a fake buckle on it.
Yes, I remember those.
I was too little to wear them, but I couldn't wait till I got older, and then they stopped making them, and now they're coming back, but they're so stupid expensive now. Every color of the rainbow, but I can't afford any of them. Oh my God. Yeah, I love those things, man.
Oh, Josh, you're right. If you let that kid sit there and decide, well, I'm done feeding at mom's boob now, that kid's going to feed at his mother's boob as long as he can.
Hmm.
Some of them just because, hey, look, I get to see my mom's boob a couple times a day.
Oh my God, no. Don't even joke, man.
So, oh, oh, uh, Josh, your last comment there. Did y'all see that all the social media except for X? I've got to give
Elon.
Elon credit so far on for this. But then we also know that Elon doesn't manage the day-to-day operations of X. But there's new terms of services have come out
Uh-oh.
for Facebook and YouTube, and a lot of times some of these new rules are not even being printed out. You're learning through having your stuff removed.
Oh.
And they are really getting into the political sphere right now. This last 40 some days till election day, they are really stepping up their crackdown on certain viewpoints, certain posters are really getting slammed for one guy had a video taken down where he did nothing except show stats released by the federal government.
Oh, wow.
And there was no commentary about this, what the stats meant. Just the hardcore stats. And they took his video down.
Of course they did.
Citing him for misinformation. Unfreaking believable. Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys, you got put up with the ratchet this morning. It is Monday.
Hey, I'm not judging.
These my medical supply group, the new boy, that got a lot of air in it. The new needle set that they sent me.
Yeah.
Usually it's 2 of them with 4 sets of needles each.
Okay.
All right. This time they've all got 4 needles instead of 3. So basically instead of having 6 needles stuck in my belly, I've got 8.
Wow.
Trying to find room for those extra 2 needles, extra needle on each side, was interesting this morning.
Oh my God.
I meant to call them and ask them why they did that to me.
Okay.
Maybe they were just out of the 3 needle sets. But anyway. Yeah, I do. Oh, come on. Come off there. Thank you. I do 5 50 milliliter bottles every Monday. That's just under 1 3/4 ounces per bottle. All right. Let's see here. let me bring this over here and I will refill my syringe while pulling up a video I want to talk about. Okay. Come down here to my profile, pull this up. Now, this is something I need to see in person.
What?
I really want to go and do this. In person, I really do, because I think it is great. YouTube Shorts here. Did that share out? That share out? Yeah. There we go. Okay, see, it's got the skeleton. This is down in Mexico. Got the 2 skeleton dogs here.
Oh, those are so cool.
Okay, and you can't see it, but you got 2 skeletons, a male and female skeleton here at a table.
Mira, look up.
Casi me deja sordo.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
I so much want to go see these in person.
I would too. That looks so cool.
No se apure. No se asuste, señora. ¿Cómo está? Salúdeme.
I mean, these just look too fun.
They are, yeah, they're really cool.
I mean, I've seen the living.
Holy shit!
But anyway, I really wish I knew where in Mexico these were done at, because I really want to go and see these things for myself. Hey, Digi, good morning. How you doing today, my young lady?
Hey, did you?
All right, so there's that. That's my closing one.
Did you have to remind you he's a guy?
Who said something about girl?
You said good morning, young lady, or something. I know you. Yeah. Digi's a dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know better than that.
I thought it was funny and I didn't say nothing at the time, but yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
You know what, Digi? You'll just have to live with it.
Okay, boy, talk about open mouth and inserting foot this morning.
It's a morning brain fog. It's fine. Dude, I haven't even taken my allergy pills or my headache pills or any of that shit yet. So I'm like,
now, earlier today I talked about, how disgusted I am with politicians.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Something else that here is I'm finding disgusting are businesses who want to alienate half of the population.
Yes, you put that up and I saw it right away.
And they've got absolutely no problem with doing it. Now, there's some businesses, all right, Walmart. Okay, Amazon. We all know Amazon is huge. Jeff Bezos.
Right.
We know that guy's a huge lefty.
Right.
We know it. We know his money. He owns Washington Post?
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think he owns Washington Post. He bought that a couple of years ago. Who owns Washington Post? Here we go. Yeah, Jeff Bezos. He bought it in 2013. So I thought I was right there. Digi-terrorist. Digi, man, I can't. I knew you were a guy. I don't know why that come out of me this morning. I so apologize for that. But anyway, there was a week or so ago. Ms. Harris, camel toe.
Wow.
There are people who are actually filing lawsuits against people. Not lawsuits, but reporting them for intentionally mispronouncing her first name.
That's weird.
Okay, like I just called her camel toe. Okay, and I think it's actually pronounced Kamala.
Or
Kamula,
whatever the
something
fuck it
like
is.
that.
Who cares?
Whatever. I don't give a damn.
She's a wretch. Who fucking cares, man?
And but anyway, there was this restaurant in Pennsylvania that she went into and had the restaurant kick everybody who was in there out. Closed the place down in the middle of the afternoon because she brought in a busload of her own people to sit in there. Then the news reporters come in and showed her going into this restaurant, this dining facility, and eating lunch with the masses, and how happy they were to see her.
Mm-hmm.
And that made the evening news, and it was just yada yada, fantastic. See, she's reaching out to the common man. She understands the common person.
Those are people they all imported for this. Come on.
Oh yeah, they were literally bussed in. Well, J.D. Vance was supposed to go to the same place.
Oh.
The manager of the place threatened to have JD arrested if he came in. Wanted him trespassed off the property. And I know that sounds a little hard to believe.
Kind of dictatory.
But
hey, if the business owner was down with it, that's on them. But when you see that stuff also, I can't help but wondering if they were told, if you don't feel this place is fit, there might be more to it. You might not pass your inspections when the food guy comes around, or I don't know. Just wondering if the owner was really cool with it.
Earn an average of more than $20 an hour with opportunities to grow.
Oh, come on, get past this commercial. 4, 3, 2. I'm speaking over you because I don't like you.
That's so fun.
Natural price. Like,
We
I'm
were
really
just
digging
talking
the
about
natural
Amazon.
price.
Big Brother is always watching. Always watching Wazowski.
Yeah, that's
Always
it.
watching.
Do we shout surprise? Oh my.
What do they got in the hood of the car? There's like something sticking up.
It's a riot. The manager went outside, told them they need to leave. They will call the police if he comes out.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
They'll call the police.
Yes.
He cannot come in. So what's going to happen is that they're going to take down our name, all our information, so the next time the kitchen crew's running out because everyone's canceling their orders. Everyone just canceled all the orders, and we're just paying for what we drink, and then everyone's leaving. But yes, unfortunately, Vance cannot come out of his car, cannot shake our hands, because Primanti Brothers does not want him in here whatsoever. So that is what's happening. There you go.
That we leave.
Yep.
You're now banned from Primanti Brothers.
Yep. Terrible. So there's the VP. This is as close as we're going to get to him.
They will call.
Absolutely. And that is. Yep.
Okay. Now, they did let Vance in there eventually. Just long enough to give him some money and a tip. Then he had to leave.
To give who money?
The manager, to make up for all the orders that were canceled.
You know what? You can't tell me they actually gave it to the servers. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't believe
Whatever.
it. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't believe they actually gave the money to the servers.
No,
You're right.
Food service is like one of the most corrupt fucking small businesses you can have.
That manager that would not allow Vance in probably kept all the money.
Of course.
Now, one of the things that I think, and one of the things that was going around, and I can't speak for this 100%, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to say it was one of the things that was going around about this whole thing was the reason why Vance went in there and paid that bill is because he heard that all the people that canceled their orders to come out to meet him, they paid for their what they had been served.
Right.
But the manager was writing down all their names and was going to trespass all of the customers, not allow them back.
Wow.
And because, there's a lot of food going to go to waste that was being prepared.
Wow. They could have just made it special.
So that manager, that female manager that you saw there holding the door, she was going to trespass every one of those customers that canceled their food orders.
But let's be real. I mean, if it weren't for Vance being there, how many of those people you think would have eaten there voluntarily anyway?
Well, the Primanti brothers own quite a few of these restaurants.
Okay.
In that area. They own quite a few of them. Let me see if I can find some information here about them. Okay. Now the Primanti brothers, they of course they're out there trying to save their
reputation.
Their asses.
Yeah.
All right. Primarty Brothers denied claims Senator J.D. Vance was banned from entering, even though we all saw the video and
Right.
heard the manager there at the door saying he was not allowed in and that they were going to call the police and have him trespass.
Trespass. Yeah.
Okay. So, Primarty Brothers is setting the record straight on claims of Republican vice president candidate J.D. Vance was banned from making a political stop. The restaurant says it all comes to momentarily confusion for members of their staff. Really?
Confusion might
I'm going to call the police and have you trespassed.
Right?
That's momentary confusion?
No.
No, that's not going to happen. They had 100 Trump supporters and decided they'd been tipped off that Vance would stop there. They arrived an hour early. Of course, they were tipped off. I mean, campaign staff, I'm on
tipped off. It wasn't.
I'm on mailing lists for both sides. I get their stuff in all the time, and I get, and because
it wasn't a secret.
Right, and because I have donated to the Trump campaign, I get the emails on where they're going. So, and if they ever come within 50 miles of where I live, I'll probably go to see them. So,
I hate it when they use language like tipped off, like there was this big government conspiracy and shit.
Right.
Dude, no. I mean, everybody knows. It's okay. Fuck.
When Vance did arrive ahead of the event in Monroeville, Logue said the restaurant's manager ran out telling him he was not allowed in the restaurant. He couldn't have a campaign stop, and if he did go inside, they'd call the police and file trespassing. The video is there. We heard her. So, many of the Trump supporters walked out of the restaurant where Vance was taking pictures. And by that time, the manager, evidently she called their corporate office. And the spokesman said that Vance and his team were finally welcomed in the restaurant where they're able to talk to different guests. Right. This here's from Vance's crew. Number one, he was not welcome. J.D. Vance on his own accord, risking trespassing, walked in preliminaries, paid the bill for all of us. Oh, this Logue was one of the customers there, and walked out 2 minutes later.
Yeah, that's all he could do. He was welcomed in to give him money. That was it.
That's it.
Man.
So, yeah, there's no. And Vance was really, I'm going to be honest, Vance was really nice about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I really felt that Vance was really nice about it. He didn't, and the only, and to my knowledge, he didn't make a big stink about it afterwards.
Nope.
He went in, he paid the bill, he left, and they went on down the road to Monroeville.
That is some bullshit.
Now that's you and me, found a competing restaurant and gone over there and held an event.
Because I'm petty as hell.
I'm not going to read that, Josh, but that's funny. His new menu food item.
I gotta scroll up. Oh,
That is funny. I like
that's
that.
horrible. Oh my god.
Uh, okay, now let's see here. I want to open image a new tab on this. Open, oops. Open image a new tab. Open image a new tab. You guys can tell I really had a lot of time to get my stuff organized for this morning.
Yep.
But hey, it is what it is.
You are a professional, sir.
Yes. To misquote Monkey, I'm the least professional mushroom on the internet.
Ah.
All right. This here is official letterhead. As you can see from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office to Tony Gonzalez, House of Representatives. Dear Representative Gonzalez, thank you for your March 13th, 2024 letter to the Department of Homeland Security. I'm responding on behalf of the department and apologize for the delay. Okay, notice the date on this, September 25th.
Okay.
So March, April, May, June, July, August, September. It took them over 6 months to respond to an inquiry by a member of the House of Representatives. 6 months. And all they do is apologize for the delay. You know as well as I do, that is the opening line of every letter of these alphabet agencies to any Republican member of the House or Senate.
Yep.
All right. Coming down to the second paragraph here. Despite the challenges of operating within a broken immigration system, why our immigration system is not broken.
They're just not obeying the law.
It's just not what the Democrats want it to be.
Right.
They want it to be much easier for people to immigrate into the country. As witnessed by 3.5 years of an open border policy on the southern border. Broken immigration system in the face of enormous workload and consistently limited funding. Well, your workload, if you actually enforce the laws as they were written and meant to be enforced, all right, you would not have an enormous workload. And everybody has got a limited funding. What makes you any better than me? My household runs on limited funding.
Yeah.
Raman, does your household run on limited funding?
Oh my God. Let's not go with me. I can tell you stories.
Well, you got limited funding though, right? You only have so much money you can spend every month.
I'm in debt. I'm in the red every month. Dude, don't even.
Okay. I'm going to spend $3,000 this afternoon. end of the month, paying mortgages, electric bill, water bill, phone bill. I'm going to spend almost $3,000 this afternoon paying all this stuff off, my first of the month bills. So we all operate on limited funding. There is no such thing as anybody having unlimited funding. DHS continues to enforce the law to secure our borders. Bullshit. You don't. We are removing and returning record number of migrants who are unable to establish a legal basis to remain in the United States.
No.
Why were they even allowed to enter the United States?
They're not returning anybody. They're getting them homes and shit.
But none of that would be a problem if they were stopped in the first place from entering the country.
We know.
And prioritizing for removal those who present national security and public safety risk and recent border crossers. Again, if y'all had finished building the wall instead of tearing it down, if y'all had not torn down the concertina wire that was put up in Arizona,
right?
If you had not sued to have the floating wall put up on the American side of the Rio Grande by Governor Abbott, if you had not sued to have that removed, if you would have, instead of putting your agents 90 miles inside the border, just stopping vehicles of everybody going down the interstate, are you a United States citizen? You say you are? Well, our dog doesn't sniff anybody hiding in your trunk, so head on, or illegal drugs, so head on down the road. You've seen those videos, haven't you, Raman?
Yeah.
They've got more agents manning those stations than they actually have out there working the damn border.
Mm-hmm.
From mid-May 2023 through the end of July 2024, DHS has removed or returned more than 893,600 individuals, including, so that's almost 1 million people. Folks, that's 110,000 short of 1 million people. That's about the size of the what is the population of Rhode Island? Population Rhode Island 2023. Population Rhode Island in 2023 is 1,095,900 or 1,095,962. All right.
All right.
So they have deported almost the population of Rhode Island.
Oh, man.
If you think, they've almost deported the population of Rhode Island. The majority of all individuals encountered at the southwest border over the past 3 years have been removed, returned, or expelled. Again, y'all know I don't like cursing. I don't cuss often on this stream.
You are a gentleman, sir.
But this is utter bovine fecal matter.
Yep.
And if you don't know what that is, that's bullshit. Your letter requests the number of non-citizens ICE's docket convicted or charged with a crime. It should be every person that come across that border illegally. Every one of them. And it should be an additional charge for every day they've stayed in the country. I mean, they piled on charges that way for citizens.
Yep.
As of July 21st, 2024, there were over 662,566 non-citizens with criminal histories on ICE's national docket, which include those detained by ICE and on the agency's non-detained docket. Of those, 435,719 are convicted criminals, and 226,847 have pending charges.
Mm.
Again, almost that would be as if they're talking about half of the people of Rhode Island.
It's ridiculous, man.
So you've heard all these big ass numbers.
Yep.
I mean, I had to practice, remind myself I'm talking hundreds of thousands here, not just thousands. I was talking hundreds of thousands.
Oh, yeah.
All right. On this chart here, national docket data for non-citizens by criminality and most serious charges category as of July 21st, 2024. Antitrust, 1. Arson, convicted, 36. Pending, 3. Those are detained. Non-detained, 792 convicted, and 177 who are pending charges.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the 792 at?
God knows.
And why are these why are these 177 who are pending charges? This pending charges should be 0. If they're pending charges, that should be 0 for non-detained.
Yep.
They should be detained. There should be a number. There should be the first number in this column. And rather than saying non-detained, it should say expelled instead of non-detained. Expelled from the country. And if not, actually have one column here saying expelled from another country, expelled to another country, and then another column entitled currently sitting in prison.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, that should be these last 2 columns here. Okay. Expelled, in prison. Assault, 2,000. Pending, 1,500. Non-detained, 62,000. With 42,000 pending, almost 43,000. Can y'all wrap your minds around these numbers?
No.
Of how these are criminals. Non-detained, 62,000 of them. 62,231 non-detained that have been convicted of assault. And they're still in this country.
Running the streets. I don't even believe our own citizens should be running the street if they're waiting for an assault charge or trial or whatever. Dude.
You realize that an American citizen who's ever had a DUI can't enter the Canada. You cannot legally enter Canada if you've been convicted of a DUI.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yes. Because they made fun. They're talking about whether or not President G.W. Bush would be allowed to go to Canada because he had been convicted of a DUI.
You know they'll find an exception for him.
So, well, they did, But that's
There you
beside
go.
the point. The left, though, was saying, oh, Bush can't ever go to Canada because he's got a DUI.
Why would you ever want to go to Canada?
So, commercialized, what the hell is a commercialized sex offense?
Commercialized?
Is that
I
a fancy
guess.
way of saying a prostitute?
I was going to say trafficking, but okay.
I don't know. Let's
Like
see if I
either
can.
trafficking or selling like revenge film or
Commercialized sexual offense.
like when I hear commercialized, I think something mass produced,
Oh,
like in
okay.
bulk.
Here we go. Make sure my name's not there. Commercialized sexual offenses refer to sex activities that are promoted or participated in for profit. Examples are prostitution, trafficking, keeping houses of ill fame, pandering, detaining women for immoral purposes.
Oh,
That should be detaining any men or women.
right.
Detaining anyone for immoral purposes.
They have
Forcing a child into prostitution, that should just be wood chipper material there.
That's not even prostitution. They're not volunteering for that. Never mind. Keep going. I'll get to that after.
Early marriage, child sex tourism, any other venture exploiting children into sexual activities. There's a whole lot there to be said that, these people, especially starting the last 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 4 of these, they're actually just taking somebody out and putting a bullet in their head.
Wood chipper go burr.
Wood chipper go burr. You're exactly right.
No, you know what I noticed though? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
They're changing the language for a lot of this, which is amazing because, it isn't child. They're calling it
right.
Child SA media. They're changing the lingo so it doesn't. They're not projecting the kids as volunteering for this shit and profiting from it. So I'm down with that.
But this one here, so you could, according to this, you could detain men for immoral purposes.
Right.
And that wouldn't be considered a crime here.
Not
under this description.
Well, yeah, but you still have what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's not kidnapping, it's false imprisonment.
Right.
So I mean, it'll get changed, it.
So, but anyway, 18 currently detained 18, pending 12.
So we've got traffickers running around.
So, but these are detained. So that's 30 people that got detained. They've got 2,200 sitting out there that have been convicted that are not detained. And another 1,771 who are not detained but are pending criminal charges.
So you've got a bunch of child traffickers running around.
So you got 3,971 people who are either been convicted or have pending criminal charges dealing with sex.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not being detained. They're just walking the streets, people.
Yep.
Dangerous drugs. 1,352 detained, 328 with pending. Meanwhile, 56,533 convicted and 13,846 with pending charges are not detained. What the hell? This is just the first page, people. I'm not going all of them, over all of them. Homicide. 277 convicted and 51 with pending charges are being detained. Meanwhile, 13,099 convicted and 1,845 pending charges are not being detained. This is what the Biden, Harris, Merrick Garland, and Alexandro Mayorkas are allowing to happen to our country.
They want to happen to the country. They're not allowing it. They're promoting it.
Kidnapping. I'm just going to go over the ones who are not detained. Kidnapping. 2,521 convictions and 851 pending charges. Walking the street. Larceny, 18,234 convictions. Convicted criminals, 12,397 pending charges. Walking the streets. Sex offenses not involving assault or commercialized sex. 9,461 convictions, convicted criminals, 2,650 pending charges. So I'm assuming these are like flashers, gropers.
Yeah, I was going to say gropers.
Maybe grape.
That's still an assault, though.
Not involving assault. Okay. You may be right. Because right below it's sexual assault. 15,811 convicted criminals convicted of sexual assault are walking the streets. Another 4,250 with pending charges walking the streets. So you got 25,000 convicted sexual offenders, including sexual assault, but not including commercialized sex. 25,000 convicted out there. They're not being detained by the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
They're just walking the streets. Let's see, stolen vehicles. You know, most of us, if it weren't for our cars, we'd be screwed.
Yeah. Everything is so far apart now.
I mean, where I live, we got a Dollar General that's actually just got built. That's fairly close, within what I would consider walking distance. Other than that, the nearest store, which is a small Winn-Dixie. All right, it's got 3 aisles of frozen goods, a decent produce section. Their dairy section is decent, but it's a small grocery store compared to ones, the ones you see in town.
Okay, I'm just going to say, I like their soda selection. They have a lot of different drinks and beverages, not just soda, there's other stuff they have, but for the most part, I wouldn't go to a Winn-Dixie. It's overpriced. And for me, I don't like their bakery that much or their deli. And I prefer Publix.
Well, I mean, when I go into the Winn-Dixie, now there's a Winn-Dixie about 2.5 miles from our house.
Right.
Yeah, that's walking distance. If I got no food in the house, no car, and I needed to go get something for dinner. Yeah, it'd take me a couple hours to get there and back. That would be my day.
Yeah.
Making that trip. But I mean, I could eventually do it. But stealing cars. But getting back to the idea, if it weren't for our cars, most of us, 90% of the country would be screwed.
Yeah.
The one
Actually
if you
had an
don't live
argument.
in, yeah.
One of my friends, she's a bit of she's fucking retarded. I love her, but anyway, we actually had an argument. Like 5 years ago, I had no Walmart near me. My nearest store was like 2 miles away. I am not walking it in this friggin' heat. I will drop dead if I try to walk it. And then carrying groceries on the way back, it ain't happening. And she's like, well, just go to Walmart. And I'm like, bitch, it's 10 miles from me. She's like, it's not 10 miles. We actually had an argument. She's in New York. She's trying to fight me about where my Walmart is. For an hour. And I'm like, I'll show you. She's like, I don't believe it. I'm like, you think Google is lying just to you? No, the nearest Walmart was 10 miles away. But yeah, okay, it's getting a little easier now because more stores are delivering.
Right.
But at the same time, there are some stores that will not deliver because of sheer distance. And Walmart's one of them. They're not going to deliver your groceries if you're 10 miles. No, if you're more than 20 miles away. So yeah.
But stolen vehicles. Here's the whole point. 2,663 people convicted of stealing cars.
That's just not the people that are let out because they're like, there's no proof, or it could have been anybody, or.
And another 1,189 who have pending charges are out there walking the streets. We, as Americans, we depend on our cars.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, your point, mine too.
We don't live, unless, all right, if you live in Tampa, you live in, Miami, you live in New York, you live in San Francisco, you live in the big cities. Yeah, you've got your local bodegas and such that are within walking distance to buy everything you need.
But you can't carry
once you get out of those areas and you're out in the rest of America, it ain't that way.
And you can't carry a week's groceries for you and a family of 5. You can't carry it 2 miles back to your house.
No. Then this is one. We all know how liberals are about guns, how the Democratic Party are about weapons. 13,423 individuals with weapon offenses walking the streets. Another 3,397 with pending charges walking the streets. That's 17,000 people out there walking the streets with weapons charges against them. This letter was signed by Patrick Lechtleitner, Deputy Director and Senior Official performing the duties of the Director. This is what our government under Biden, Harris, Merrick Garland, and Alejandro Mayorkas.
That asshole.
And I didn't go over all those charges. Now, if you want to find that stuff for yourself, if you follow me on X, I had reposted that.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay. I reposted that back on the 28th, I believe. Yeah, 28th.
Honestly, if we want to let all these people from these third world countries in, we need to adopt some of their policies so they'll feel at home, like dragging our fucking politicians out in the street and unaliving them in 7 days. Just, that's what they do.
Here's another post that I shared that same day. This here's from Representative Claudia Tenney.
Tanya, who knows?
52,058 arrests of illegal immigrants with criminal backgrounds. 300,000 illegal immigrant children lost.
They're not lost. They were trafficked. We know
Yes.
this.
They're lost to the government. The government has no idea where they're at.
No, because they let them go with the traffickers. They're like, okay, bon voyage. We all know what this is.
48,480 pounds of fentanyl seized. Enough to kill over 458 million people. Now,
I mean, you know.
and that fentanyl is just over the last 2 years. If that's what they caught, how many pounds? I would double that for the number of pounds that got through. The price of fentanyl dropped from I think it was $25 to 25 cents on the streets. That's how much fentanyl's gotten through the country. It went from dollars to pennies.
Yep.
And this is what our government, this is what Harris, remember Harris, despite all the protestations to the opposition, she was appointed the border czar.
Yep. And yep, she's fucking useless.
And we brought in Alejandro Mayorkas, who works for Merrick Garland. People don't remember that. Merrick Garland is as responsible for this as Mayorkas is.
Mm-hmm.
That is a problem. That is a real problem.
Yep.
Now, there are talks, thanks to Merrick Garland, speaking of that son of a gun, if there is a change in leadership, January 20th, and Donald Trump takes the presidency, and hopefully the Republicans maintain control of the House. And let's say the Republicans really get lucky and take control of the Senate. Do you realize that thanks to Merrick Garland and his actions, and Merrick Garland don't take no actions without the approval of Biden, Harris, and the Democratic National Committee, the DNC, that they have set themselves up for all four of them, Biden, Harris, Garland, and Mayorkas, to be prosecuted next year.
I hope so.
And it's really funny is Garland, and with Garland and Biden, their prosecutions will be over the refusal to release the audio tape to the release transcript of his interview with Heard. Do you remember that?
No, actually, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay. Where Biden was interviewed by a special counsel.
Oh, yeah. And they translated it, but wouldn't let you see the original transcripts and everything. Yeah.
Would not release the audio tapes.
Yeah.
Well, what they've done is now because with their prosecutions of former Trump officials, they've opened themselves up now. They've, and I've said this. I've said this at least 100 times since I started streaming. These idiots do not think that when they go and do something that's never been done before, they have set it up to happen to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They don't consider that shoe is going to be on the other foot sooner or later. Now, Biden may be, get to be determined to not be eligible for prosecution for his lack of mental facilities. That, he would not be able to assist the lawyers in his own self-defense. And that's, if you're mentally incapable of assisting the lawyers in your self-defense, then you can't be brought to trial. So Biden could well get put into that.
Yeah, that really bothers me about how he's too mentally unwell to stand trial, but he's still in the office. So
Right, he can still be the president.
this is just bullshit. Come here. Which one is yours?
Mine.
This is yours? And this is Hassan?
Yes.
You picked that out?
Yeah.
Did he? You know what? That's fine. Go sit down. I'll figure it out later.
Now, I rarely have anything good to say about France. Okay.
Surrender culture. Surrender culture. I'm sorry. Oh, I know where you're going.
But this is not only one time I've got something good to say about France. This is something I want to see implemented in the United States.
Hell yeah.
A Tunisian imam in France gave a sermon calling the French flag satanic.
Oh my God, what
Within
bullshit.
8 hours, the police showed up at his house, put him on the first plane to Tunisia. He had lived in France for 40 years.
Ungrateful motherfucker.
I want to see that policy initiated in the United States.
Yeah. Honestly, there's so many grounds to deport so many people right now, and it's not being done. So, I mean, we could pass all the laws we want until we get the right people in office. Nobody's going to do anything. So, just saying.
I really want, think first of all, the number of college students that would be sent back across the pond, back across the ocean, because they're out there protesting the United States,
Right?
stepping on American flags, damaging property at these college campuses.
And then crying. Huh?
Right. Think
And
of
then
the number of student positions that have suddenly become open up if all, for next year, if all of them were deported.
Yep.
Had their student visas revoked and they were deported. I want to see it. Think of these imams in the mosque here in the United States preaching hate against America, against our country.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening. It really and truly is. The FBI does not have a problem with putting spies in Catholic churches. But
No.
they will not investigate any mosque
There you go.
for what they say. Again, thank Merrick Garland and Ray for that. We are, thanks to the Democratic Party and their actions since Obama, the United States has become significantly weaker. This is my opinion. And if you disagree with me, I think I can show you wrong.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But we've become a significantly weaker and more torn country than we have since the Civil War. I don't think we were this divided during the 60s and the Civil Rights era.
Nope.
I honestly don't believe we were this much of a divided country as we are today. We want to wonder, that we all have that. If I was dictator for a day, what would I do in that one day?
Oh my God, so much. One day wouldn't be enough.
Oh, if you were allowed to be a dictator for a day, and you could write out 10 things, you could make 10 permanent changes to the United States. What would they be?
I wouldn't know where to start. Deportations first.
First thing I do is deportations of every individual in the country who is here illegally or has protested against the United States if they and they are here on a visa.
Yep.
If you've protested against, or if you are not an American citizen and you have protested against the United States in the United States, you're to be deported. All right, and I mean imams.
That's anybody.
Anybody who's not a naturalized citizen. Naturalized citizens, if you have ever said that you put your home, your country of birth's interest ahead of the interest of the United States, your citizenship is revoked and you're deported back to your country of birth. And I hope you know who I'm talking about there.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm a good girl.
A certain member that slept with her brother to get him married for brother.
I'm not a gossip. I can't say nothing. I'm a good girl.
I don't mind, and I fully respect American citizens who want to see changes made in the country, because the only way a country can grow is through making changes, through disagreements and debates.
I like actual debates, but we don't have that anymore.
Right. And discussions. That's all good things. Those are wonderful things. Things not to be sitting here and fussing about. But when the debate devolves into destruction of public property,
and assault, trying to be somebody with a skateboard, and
exactly.
I'm just saying.
Right, just saying. The country doesn't grow that way. We don't get better. The civil rights era, and I saw a video put out, and I didn't know who put it out, but it was supposed to be. It was entitled "The History of the Democratic Party," and how it was initially founded as the Democratic Republic Party of the United States. And they're going through some, the early years, Thomas Jefferson being the first president of that party, and yada, yada, yada. All right, pretty cool. And then it completely jumped over the Civil War era.
Mm.
And how all the slave owners were Democrats. It completely jumped over the Ku Klux Klan being founded by the Democratic Party. It completely jumped over the fact that the civil rights and the 19th Amendment were passed by Republicans, and only a very few Democrats voted for them. Completely ignored all of that. And I'm sitting there going, I'm watching this. I'm like, who in the hell put out this propaganda piece?
Mm.
And the ending of it, of course, was, the Democrats today stand for equality and equity, and you can love who you love, and this and that. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, who is putting this out? I never did find out who put it out because I was so disgusted with it. I it's like, oh. I got out of it as fast as, at the end as fast as I could. And my mind was
stupid as hard.
Was reeling with the hypocrisy within that video. It really and truly was. All right, Digi, you have a good day, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. I do appreciate it. So, yeah, this is all such a screwed up mess. It's not funny.
No.
So, okay, and I do have a closing video.
Oh, I like your closing videos.
I do have
What
a
you got?
closing video. That somebody was kind enough to put out. And no, Rollin, it's not you.
I know. You would tell me it's me. I know. I want to see this closing video though.
No, it wasn't Ken. It was not a Ken Burns movie there, Leslie. And by the way, good morning.
Hey, hello. Oh, hello. It's so cute.
I can't tell if that monitor lizard is alive or not. But it sure
No,
got a
it's
hold
got
of
him.
his tail.
It's not blinking.
But it sure has a hold of that snake's tail. That snake ain't going nowhere anytime soon.
Let him go. He wasn't bothering you.
But yeah,
Maybe the lizard's pretending to be asleep. You know how you pretend with your kids you're gonna fall on them and you roll on them slowly and be like, "Oh no, gravity, I'm a fall." Maybe they're playing that game. And the monitor lizard's pretending to be dead, like, "Oh, I'm sleeping."
I don't know how if he could pretend with that thing going on his side like that.
You'd be surprised. Dad jokes are they get committed to those. Man.
Oh, my poor wife last night.
Oh no, what'd you do?
It wasn't me. It was Spanky.
What did Spanky? Spanky's a good boy. He never hurt nobody.
He almost hurt the wife last night.
No.
He crawled up into bed with us, and he usually sleeps either in between us or next to her.
Okay.
And when he sleeps between us, he crawls up. Oh, okay. That you could be right about that, Josh. But I mean, that's that I thought. I mean, usually a snake that size is a constrictor, and I don't know if constrictors have got venom or not. I mean, I've always thought you were either, that constrictors were non-venomous. But anyway, I'm not a snake person.
My boyfriend had a boa constrictor, so I kind of think they're cute. I'm weird though.
When I lived in the barracks, went down to the day room one day, and we had these big old ranch style chairs, solid wood chairs.
Okay.
I mean, they would take two people to pick up and move. And this black guy was asleep in one of the chairs in front of the television.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, and I walk in and I sit down, and there's a group of people there, and they're all staring at him. And I walk in, and they're all putting their fingers up. Shh, shh, be quiet, be quiet. Well, okay. So, I quietly walk in and sit down. I scooch my chair enough to where I can see what's going on, because they're all really intent on this man.
Uh-oh.
That's asleep in a chair. One of the guys also living in the barracks had a rather large pet that he was allowed to keep in. He got special permission to keep in his room. It was a 9.5-foot albino boa.
Oh.
This thing was on the floor it went under the chair, around his feet, back under the chair, and the head sticking out the other side. Well, so we're sitting there, and finally this guy evidently went to move his feet, and with the weight of that boa on his feet, he couldn't move them.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he can't move. Okay, so.
Now, the snake wasn't constricting or anything. He was just there.
He was just chilling.
He was being a good boy. He was just there.
All right.
This guy looks down, sees this thing across his feet.
Oh, no.
He looks over to the right side of the chair, and there is the snake's head. Or he looks to the left side. He sees the snake's head. He looks to the right side, and he sees the tail.
Uh-oh.
So, snake under the chair, around his feet, and back out again.
Okay.
This guy come up over the back of the chair using nothing but his arms to propel him. And over the back of the chair, he landed on his feet, and ran out the door screaming.
Oh, man.
That
poor guy
realized he'd been asleep for almost 45 minutes with this snake on his feet.
Yeah, waking up with that, though, when you're not expecting it. That's messed up, yo.
The guy with the snake had to get rid of it the next week.
Aww.
He was told he could no longer keep it in the dorms, in the barracks. It's like, well, that was one bit of fun that just went a little bit over the top, I guess.
Can't have anything anymore.
Yep, you can't have no fun. Now, I'm not above saying I have no idea how I would react to waking up and seeing that to me. In that, I have no idea how I'd react.
I know how I'd react.
Because
I'd flip my shit right there.
Well, I really don't have a fear. I've got a healthy respect for snakes. I don't have a fear of them. I do have a respect, mostly because I don't study snakes.
Exactly.
I don't know. I cannot tell just by looking at one which ones are poisonous and which ones aren't.
I was just gonna say that. Yes, I'd be screaming my fucking head off.
So no, I wouldn't be screaming. Like I said, I've always been under the impression that constrictors aren't venomous. So I wouldn't worry about him biting me as long as he didn't have me all knotted up to where I couldn't move.
No, I mean, no, it's one thing if you know the guy has a snake and everything, but you see a strange snake, no, fuck that. I'm hitting the ceiling.
Right. Well, it's like the coral snake and its twin here in Florida. You got two snakes that look almost identical. One's extremely poisonous, and the other one's not.
See, there you go.
And I can never remember the poem or the rhyme that you're supposed to be able to say that will tell you what color scheme is the poisonous and which one's not. All right, venomous. Either way, Ty, they will kill you. And that's what I'm concerned about. It doesn't matter whether I ingested it or it was injected. I'm dead either way. So in the long term, it doesn't matter. So let's see if let's see here. Coral snake rhyme. Coral snake versus king snake. Okay, so okay, here it goes. And this is a picture. Let's see here. I'll share this. Dun, dun, dun. So there's the picture of the coral snake. The rhyme goes, red touch black, safe for Jack. Red touch yellow, kill a fellow.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll remember that.
So, and as you can tell by looking at this snake, it's got a lot of red touching yellow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And let's put in king snake. King snake, here we go. Okay, that's the coral snake. Oh, and there's the king snake. There's a king snake and the coral snake side by side.
The patterns are clearly different. They don't look alike. Okay.
So the red touch black, safe for Jack. Red touch yellow, kill a fellow. But if you're just to look down and you don't handle these snakes every day,
yeah,
I'm not going to try to sit there and stand there
to remember a rhyme.
Try to remember a rhyme.
Right there with you, man.
I am going to get out of there as fast as I can. Okay, there we are, the pictures side by side. I didn't realize it hadn't shared. Yeah, exactly, Josh. I see these snakes and I just okay. I'm going. Like water moccasins. Now I grew up around water moccasins. You see a snake swimming across the water, you leave it the hell alone.
Damn
You don't
right.
touch it.
How
That's
about
a
you don't
water.
touch any snake ever?
You see a snake open up and the inside of its mouth is white? That's a cottonmouth. You leave it alone. People have respect for these critters. Leave them alone. I got bit by a gardener snake. I ended up having to go to the hospital because my hand swelled up.
Oh.
And gardener snakes are not venomous. Yeah, Josh. Well, cottonmouths have a tendency to open their mouths up real wide when they see you.
Oh my God, they're smiling.
Yeah,
that means they're friendly.
They smiling at you. Come closer, young man. Come closer.
I'm friendly. I just want a hug.
Yeah. I just want to give you a little kiss. Oh, man. Oh, man. How do we get talking about snakes? Oh, I know that video I showed.
Why does it have to be snakes?
And we just spent 20 minutes talking about snakes. Anyway. Okay, Rama, now that I've given you nightmares for tonight.
I'm gonna tell you, you know what? We don't have any snakes here where I'm at. I'm good. You know, and if I see one, I'm getting the hell away. I'm not scared of that shit. It's just a snake.
See, I may end up dreaming about snakes tonight now.
Most of them are kind of cute. Like the little lizards we got here. They're so little and cute. I have two. Well, I had two. One left. I guess they broke up. But there's still one here. But it's a little sad because he calls for his girlfriend every night and she doesn't answer him back anymore. So it's a little sad. But he's cute. He comes out, he runs up the wall and looks at me, and I look at him and we nod at each other and he keeps going. He matches the walls. What?
I've got no problem with geckos because they keep other insects at bay.
Well, I mean, we got a mosquito flying rampant in here that I can't catch, but he doesn't do jack for that. But he's just cute, you know?
Yeah.
And he changes colors. He matches our walls. So he's like a nice peach color, little harmless looking guy. He looks happy. So, you know. But yeah, I used to hear them every night on one side of the house. The other side of the house. You know, they would talk to each other all night. I used to joke, call him my chupacabras, but now he just looks so lonely. I can't call him that anymore. He's just my little buddy. Yeah, they're cute as hell. They've been here for years. So.
Oh, ramen.
What? Your
next Walmart order. I know you're like me. You like pumpkin spice stuff.
Just placed it. Hurry up and tell me so I can add it. What is it?
Their Walmart is their Walmart brand pumpkin ginger trail mix.
Okay, I'm not into trail mix anymore, but.
Oh no! These things are delicious.
I got their pumpkin roll last week. It was pretty. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it was pretty good.
The pumpkin ginger trail mix, spice trail mix is really good. And the wife found a pumpkin spice tea bags.
Oh yeah, you know what? That actually tastes a lot like the gingerbread tea bags.
And they're good. I mean,
Celestial Seasoning does all that Christmas stuff. I get the peppermint, the ginger, and the gingerbread, and something else. I forget now, but they are really good.
I drank the tea this morning. I actually read the instructions. They said, 8 ounces only. So I put in 8 ounces of hot water.
It's good.
And after drinking it, I could understand why I said, you don't want to put 12 ounces or 16 ounces of water on that
You don't want to water it down.
because it'll dilute it down way too much.
Right. I forgot what brand. I think it's Bigelow or whatever for the mint tea, but I'll take a bag of that and put it in a bottle of water because, we get the individual waters. And I'll just put it in bottled water and shake it up and take it when I'm running in. This shit is good.
The one thing that Winn-Dixie sells, I wish Walmart did, is their mint cucumber water.
Well, I know you can make that. Just throw some mint in, and you probably grow mint.
Yeah, I've got the menu. I've got the recipe for it.
Yeah.
But I don't have a seltzer water. I don't have any carbonated water to go with it.
I'm okay just using ice water because I used to make that in the 80s before that was even a thing. I would slice cucumbers up and throw it in water. People looked at me like I was nuts.
Oh no, it's good. I like it.
It's really good, and I love cucumbers. So crunch.
And it does a great job of quenching your thirst.
Yeah, it really does.
When I was growing up, if you're sitting there and you're drinking water and you could not quench your thirst, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, just a cap full of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water.
Did not know that.
And
oh my God! Yes,
that always worked great for us.
You know what? They don't make anymore. And when I was pregnant with my kids, I had it both times. It's Sunny Delight mango flavored, but it's really strong and sugary. And I would take a couple of tablespoons, like just measure by my eye, not measuring it actually. And I would pour it into my thermos and pour ice water over it. And I would drink that all day. It's just a little taste. But that was good. I miss it so much.
Okay, Josh, your last post, you got me a little confused. If anyone is even really there to talk to, like they can be people in empty grids of city streets being wandered, coming across the same place without turning around.
I feel like he's trying to say something really deep and is missing a word or two.
Something there is not making good sense to me. I'm sort of lost.
I think it's too much coffee. He's been drinking a lot of coffee today. Okay, wait, scroll down. Location was a lost or stolen form of transportation being the way to get back. Okay, this is some Twilight Zone shit. I'm a little scared for Joshua right now. Are you okay? Are you good? You okay?
Oh, if anybody's wondering, Dar did post. And
where's Dar? Oh, yeah, that's right.
He did not. He said he didn't even lose power.
Nope, he's good. Didn't I tell you?
So, yeah, I know.
Like, you can care, but he's...
You told me he was okay.
He's the last person we should be worrying about.
So, all right. Any last words there, Ramen?
Yeah. Yesterday was the last day of AD&D. We ended it in the slave pit. No, wait. The Dungeons of the Slave Masters. It will pick back up in November. Next Sunday starts Ravenloft.
All right.
And we're rolling to see what kind of characters. We can't even pick our characters. Ooh, Ravenloft, bitches.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you're doing this online, right?
Roll20 and what's it? A friend of Rolt's streaming it. So I'll post the link when it starts next Sunday.
Okay, yep. All right, sounds like a winner.
It is gonna be a winner.
Everybody else, as always, have fun, enjoy yourselves. We are in the midst of goofy season. Election day is less than 45 days away. And as was noted by the Republican Party this morning, it's been over 60 days since Kamala has actually done a real interview.
Okay,
Because the interviews that she has done have been, 18 minutes edited down to 12, then released to the general public. She has not done an actual press conference with multiple press people around asking questions that have not been given to her in advance.
Look at Pat popping in at the end.
Yep.
I see you.
And Pat, I hope you are correct with that statement. I want to see liberal tears flowing.
Yeah, but I don't want to see him setting shit on fire either. Damn.
Well, that's true too.
Okay, so far, I tried twice to type in the chat, and for some reason, I don't understand. He wouldn't let me say it. But I'm gonna murder you. Don't talk about my Raven law.
Overrated law.
I will fucking murder you.
Somebody hurt her feelings. So
I know where you live so far. Anyway.
Yeah, you're probably right about that too, Pat. No matter what's going to happen, January 20th of next year, there needs to be lots and lots of people, lots and lots of armed guardsmen out on the streets. So
somehow it'll be Trump's fault all over again.
Even though it'll be the liberals doing it. So y'all have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. As always, be with the ones you love and love the ones that you're with. Make salt prices drop heavily. Yes. All right, y'all have a good day.